Denny Gerwin. I'm an assistant professor of art at Queen's University of Charlotte. I grew up in Northwest Ohio in the farm country. So my grandparents were all farmers. My paternal side were dairy farmers, and my maternal side were vegetable farmers. This was until the 70s, 80s, and then my parents' generation all sort of left the farms as farms got too big to be a family farm anymore. When I was in my introductory to ceramics class, it was in 2001. I was 22 years old. I didn't want to take ceramics, so I was in my ceramics class. I had my first assignment of making these 6-inch cylinders on the pottery wheel. So it sounds simple, but it's a very aggravating thing to try to learn, getting your hands to do these things. And it was a new experience. There were all these people in ceramics who were really good at what they did, and they listened to interesting music that wasn't on the radio. They listened to different radio, public radio, and so I got used to this background noise that I hadn't been used to before. So on the morning of September 11th, I'm in the studio making 6-inch cylinders, and I hear this talk radio going on, and it sounds like some science fiction or some novel. I don't know what's going on. I'm not really listening because I'm trying to learn this basic skill. But everyone had left, and the noise kept going, so I just kept working until the afternoon. And when I finally left and walked across campus, all of campus was empty, and I came across one friend who told me we were under attack, and there was this thing going on. I started to think, oh, that's what that story was. And I wasn't even paying attention. I was so engulfed in just learning a new process, this new challenge to me. I sort of missed it. But that was the beginning of so many things for all of my generation. So when I first got started in clay, it wasn't what I wanted. When I first got started in clay, it wasn't going to be my career. It was just some class. But what I liked about it is that I could fill up a table full of work. I could make stuff that was useful to people. I could make stuff that I thought someone might use. And I started to use it in my home. So I started to change the way I thought about objects. So it changed me as much as anything else. The other part of that is the people involved. You work in this community environment where you share the kiln, you share the material. So you work with people who can work that way. And those are nice people. Not everyone can behave that way with each other. So I think a lot of it was I loved the people involved as much as I loved the process. The figurative work started after observing a social group at a hotel bar in Columbus, Ohio. I wasn't there to observe them, but I was staying there for another reason, and we were just enjoying that there are all these big, beautiful women dancing. It was kind of a spectacle. You wouldn't expect all these people who were very overweight to be dressed up and having a good time, but they were there just to celebrate that about themselves. And a lot of other people were there to either celebrate them or enjoy the spectacle, but I thought it was unexpectedly beautiful. I started to make pots that had these big voluminous parts that kind of moved. For a while it was maybe a little tongue-in-cheek. I wasn't sure how to express anything about it, so I just tried to celebrate it, and over time I started to break away from the big beautiful woman and into other big voluminous figure shapes.